metaverse is sort of like, it represents the dematerializations of the world as we know it. It's sort of the virtualizations of identity, expressions, and interactions. And then in the metaverse, there would also be an economy where people can then buy, sell, create, and trade with virtual goods. To think about what fashion in the metaverse looks like, I think it's helpful to think about what fashion is in the first place, right? And I think people have different definitions, but the way that we have been thinking about it is that fashion is the way that people express themselves. In the past, when you think about physical fashion, the way you express yourself has been kind of hinged on your physical aspects, right? How you look, your race, your genders, all of that stuff. What fashion looks like in the metaverse, or at least the promise of it, is that you will be able to express yourself beyond your physical aspect. I can dress in like a female body, right? Or I can dress in with flame around me because physics doesn't exist in the metaverse. It would be more free, more expressive. They're starting to compare NFT as a new cologne for fashion brands because in the past, when you could not afford a piece of very expensive Louis Vuitton or like Calvin Klein clothes, you buy a cologne because it's cheaper. Yet, it gets you the buy-in into that circle. It gets you this impression that you are now a part of something larger, and that is your expression. These individuals and gamers can purchase a, let's say, Moncler or Gucci items for like only like $10, for example, way lesser than in the physical world. But in doing so, you kind of like, oh, now I'm part of it. I own a Gucci item. I own a Prada item with the people that I am hanging out in this game. I find it interesting because it provides alternative models for people who are trying to find a way to express themselves in the metaverse. My concern with fashion in the metaverse has to do with my concern with fashion in the real world, right? Just over the past years, we've heard lots of reports about children being cyberbullied because they could not afford a piece of expensive items in like a video game. There was a beta tester for this metaverse platform that you could go in, and then the beta tester reported being groped in the metaverse. So all of these things will continue to exist. It is inherently a human issue, right? Like, yes, technology can amplify these problems, but at the end of the day, it is the humans that are causing the problem. So in a world where we're becoming ever more virtual, I think it's important for every metaverse builders or agency to recognize that there's a person behind the avatar. There's a lot of money and investment that's going into the metaverse for both good and bad reasons. And when there's a lot of money and there's a lot of power, at times in the past you notice that things gonna get shoved on you. And the best way to fight against that is to be a bit more educated, like understanding what is the metaverse, what are the goods, what are the bads, and thinking how can you fight for the goods and mitigate the bads.